defender into a save down to his left. Big save there. Joseph Martinez from 25 yards on, tries the curl. Negri trying to flick it through, and it comes to the back post, and it's a debut goal for Serhii Krivtsov. Hits it off the post. Borgelin saved off the left. Borgelin again has scored. Gives Miami the comfortable lead. And welcome in to another edition of the Inter Miami show. Inter Miami through to the semifinals of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, and it's back to work in the league at the weekend. But Kieran Gibbs, we're on site. Welcome in. I'm Chris Whittingham. We're live from Cervecería La Tropical ahead of an Inter Miami watch party this Saturday night as Inter Miami take on New England Revolution away from home, and you can come watch it with fellow Inter Miami supporters here at Cervecería La Tropical in Wynwood. Come by and check it out Saturday night, 7:30 kickoff on MLS Season Pass, but watch it with your fellow fans here at the brewery. We'll talk to Manny Portuando, the CEO of Cervecería La Tropical, later on in the show. We'll talk about Javier Morales, the new manager in charge of Inter Miami, look back on the match at the weekend against DC United and look ahead to the game this coming weekend against New England. But Kieran Gibbs, Inter Miami coming off of that game against DC United. What did you make in the overall of the performance?
Yeah, look, when you go down to 10 men so early, it's your chances of putting in a performance and getting a result becomes really slim. So it's hard to try and analyse this game. The boys showed heart and fight to try and get something from the game, which we know is the bare minimum, but it's still pleasing to see. They just have to keep going. They just have to keep going now. And there's a lot of things going against them at the moment in terms of injuries. But if they keep showing this heart and fight, you have to hope that things will turn around for them.
And let's take a look at the highlights from that game on Saturday night, again at Drive Pink Stadium, as Inter Miami taking on a DC United side that were in pretty decent form. But you mentioned it, Kieran, early 5 minutes into the game, Kamal Miller with the challenge. Christian Benteke looked to be in behind, and because of that challenge, Kamal Miller is given a red card after consultation with VAR, and so Miami would play a large portion of this game down to 10 men. Fought for 70 minutes to keep it at 0-0, but then header coming through the area, and center back Donovan Pines just about getting that one over the line to open the scoring. The goal would eventually be given. Christian Benteke would then make it 2-0 before Ian Frey finding a tremendous strike from outside the area for his first Inter Miami and MLS goal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was even surprised with that. I didn't know he had that in his locker, but it's a beautiful strike into the bottom corner.
And Miami would try and press on into 100 minutes, but in the end, dropping points on the evening as they lose by 2-1 against DC United. And a big moment for Ian Frey in his young career, as you mentioned, probably a bit of a surprise. We've seen a few of those this year, these cracks from outside the penalty area that result in goals, and a huge moment for him and another step forward as he comes back from injury.
Yeah, I'm so happy for Ian. I mean, what a guy, what a player. When I first joined the club, I always thought that he was a standout performer, and it's been so disappointing to see him with his ACL injuries. But to come back from back-to-back ACLs really shows you the character that he is. He's got like insane mental resilience, and we just have to manage his minutes and his expectation as well. He's really young. He's so enthusiastic about the game. But yeah, I'm really pleased for him. This is great for him and his family. A huge moment and another big moment for the club.
And at times that put into a difficult role as well, playing in central midfield when he is a natural center back. But he's been up for all the challenges thrown his way and gets his first goal as his reward. Want to talk a bit about Javier Morales now in charge. Phil Neville departs last week, and so it's Morales in charge of this first game. Difficult, as you said, to judge him on the basis of one game, on the fact that he had a player sent off very early in the game. But what did you make of what he had to say after taking over in charge? What do you think Miami are getting with this new Inter manager?
Javi's great. I really like him. I like his view on football. He knows the club well. He knows a lot of the young players well because he was part of the academy, and so the team's got a lot of academy graduates in there right now, so I think that will all bode well for him. But yeah, he's obviously got a big task on his hand, but he's young, he's energetic, he's got a good relationship with the players, and I think he's going to do well for the club.
And Miami will try and push on with Morales in charge at the weekend. But we want to talk a bit about something that we teased last week, which is Drive Out Cancer Night. And each Inter Miami player in warm-ups were representing someone important in their lives that has dealt with the unfortunate scourge that is cancer that has affected so many people's lives. And, of course, Drive Pink sponsoring Drive Out Cancer Night, and it was that little ribbon on the front of the shirt and obviously the pink numbers on the back. Such a key part of so many players' lives, so many people's lives, and the players did incredibly well to represent their causes before the game, during halftime of the game, and after the game as well. The pink flags out in full force, and really a great night for Inter Miami this past Saturday night in that game against DC. Want to talk a bit about now Drake Callendar and Leo Campana getting called to their respective national teams. Want to hear first from the Inter Miami goalkeeper Drake Callendar on the honor that it is to get called into the U.S. ahead of their match against Mexico in the CONCACAF Nations League.
Yeah, I mean, it means the world to me to get a call up for Nations League coming up here. It was always my dream to represent the U.S. men's national team, so having an opportunity to join the team in the training camp and be a part of the experience is something that is going to be big for me, and just to get involved with the team. And I know there's a lot of players there I haven't met yet, and I know there's so much quality within that team, so just getting exposed to that is something I'm looking forward to, and just absorbing as much as I can, and just playing a role and helping the team at this camp and doing the best that I can.
And those are the thoughts of Drake Callendar as we look now towards this big moment for him in his career. He got called into the game, or into the Mexico game back in April, didn't feature, but now into a full national team camp. You're there for longer. He'll join with the U.S. after the New England game. But what a moment for him as sort of a destination point in his career that he's getting regular national team call-ups. And in April, it was sort of the MLS-based players. This is the full national team. The stars, Valera Balogun, who just moved from England to the U.S., and Christian Pulisic, and all the best American players are in this team. And Drake's there with them. I think we're really seeing the arrival of Drake Callendar as a big-time U.S. goalkeeper this season.
Definitely. His trajectory has been, pretty amazing to see how quickly, it shows a lot of players' careers can change so quickly. And with Drake, for me, he's been the standout player of the team so far this season. I think that's pretty clear. He's been excellent. His level of performance has been so high. And I think that, when you get called up to your national team, it only will help his confidence and experience and help take him to that next level. And that's what we're seeing right now. And it's brilliant to see for him, for the club, that he's been given that opportunity and he's grabbed it with both hands. And I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, and remember, at the start of last season, he was the third-string goalkeeper for Inter Miami, worked his way into a starting role, and he has not looked back since, and now getting regular national team call-ups. As I mentioned, Leo Campana, also part of the Ecuador team. They'll be playing a couple friendlies in June for Ecuador, so a couple of internationals for Inter Miami. Really cool to see. Now, this coming weekend, Inter Miami have a big match. We're here at Cervecería La Tropical because there'll be a watch party for that game here on Saturday night, 7:30 on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. And Kieran Gibbs now is going to give the 3 points for 3 points. How are Inter Miami going to get the victory this coming Saturday, Kieran?
Okay, so the first thing this week is going to be managing the short rest. It's going to be a quick turnaround. We've got the US Open Cup, which is also really important for the club, and they want to get their hands on a first trophy. So that was going to be my first thing. The second thing is managing the turf. It's the first game on turf this season, and those games are a lot different in the MLS, and they can be faster, and so they're going to have to adjust quickly. And the third thing this week is going to be controlling Carlos Hill. He's their danger man, and he's already caused us problems in the past, so it's going to be key to monitor him.
Now, Miami do have strength in this series, having beaten them at home just a couple weeks ago by 2-1, and now taking on Bruce Arena's side away from home. It's going to be difficult. New England are a very strong team. As you mentioned, a player like Carlos Hill, such a big orchestrator in that middle, but Miami will back themselves to get a result. Joined now by the CEO of Cervecería La Tropical, Manny Portuondo, is here to talk about the partnership between Inter Miami and this Wynwood brewery, which will host an Inter Miami watch party for the New England match at the weekend. Manny, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
So tell us about the partnership between Cervecería La Tropical and Inter Miami.
At the core of the partnership is really the freedom to dream. You know, I just love that slogan. It means it's not just something that's on an Inter Miami shirt. It really runs deep through this community and through La Tropical brand. You know, La Tropical brand and brewery was something that was left behind in Cuba, and it was left for dead over 60 years ago when the communist revolution took over in Cuba. And the idea that we can partner with an organization, a world-class organization like Inter Miami, with the Mas family, Beckham, and that we can actually be the embodiment of that freedom to dream in this community for so many people that lost so much, and we can come back. And that's really why I think this partnership is so important. It gives hope. The fans, we're going to win again, I promise. and it gives hope to fans, and it gives hope to the community that you're working together, we can achieve anything.
I believe that slogan is on the back of the jersey
Yes,
that
it's
you're
on the
wearing
back.
right now. So we have a watch party this Saturday. You were telling us before we started recording this that the vibe here during a big game is incredible. What can fans expect here on Saturday night?
Oh, yeah. Really welcome. We want to welcome you to this watch party on Saturday. It's going to be an amazing event. The vibe is just incredible. Not as big as La Familia, vibe at a live game at the Inter Miami Stadium, but almost. It's loud. It's fun. There'll be lots of beer flowing. We'll have the live game with live audio and music. So just a fun day with family. Bring your kids as well. It's a family place, so it's a lot of fun.
And of course, you can come by and grab the co-branded Inter Miami and Cervecería La Tropical beer, which is available here for purchase in the store.
Yeah, this is a really cool brand. We have it available not only here at Cervecería La Tropical, but also in most major retailers in South Florida, and of course at the Dry Pink Stadium, the can's available. And this year we actually went with the pink can to match, one of the core colors of the Inter Miami team. So has the logo on it and La Original Amber Lager, which is our core flagship lager here at La Tropical.
Manny, thank you so much for having us this week for the Inter Miami show. It's been brilliant, and enjoying the opportunity to maybe have a watch party, have 3 points at the weekend, and we'll see Inter Miami take on New England here at Cervecería La Tropical.
Looking forward to seeing everyone. Salud.
Again, you can watch it with fellow Inter Miami supporters here at Cervecería La Tropical on Saturday night. Again, it's a 7:30 kickoff, so sure to get here a little bit early, enjoy a few La Tropical beers, enjoy the amber lagers with the pink can, which is, of course, this Saturday night, 7:30, Inter Miami taking on New England Revolution. Now, that'll do it for us here on the Inter Miami show. We thank everyone that put this together. It's an incredible looking scene here at Cervecería La Tropical, and an incredible week for us here at the club. And we'll talk to you next week, talking a little bit about Inter Miami's match against New England and looking ahead at matches to come. Have a good one.